5 tips to stop overthinking. Think you can solve your problems by thinking harder? Think again. We've been conditioned to believe that the path to rejuvenation is through rumination and mental gymnastics. You get a challenge and then you're told to go and think about it. In all accounts, I never think it ever leads to a solution. No, you've got to get out of the way of your own head and then the solution downloads. And the truth is that a mind in overdrive often leads to absolutely nowhere. You've lost your keys and you're like, oh, what do I do with them? And you're thinking, and you just cannot find them anywhere. And then you go and do something different because you just give up. So you go and do the washing up, or you go and put some clothes away, whatever, and then bang, a vision of light appears in your awareness and you remember. Something interesting about that though, you'll remember when you stop thinking about it. So here are my 5 tips. Number 1, set a time limit on decision making. Sarah, a client of mine, came to me initially saying her overthinking had got so bad she found herself in the supermarket stood frozen because she couldn't decide between one meal or another for dinner. We were there staring into like a blank space and then realised this became a joke for her. So when she came to me and I said, right, number 1, we're going to set a timer. You're only allowed to give yourself 60 seconds max, preferably 30. And weirdly, because how the mind works, because she did set a timer on her phone, and at first she felt a bit funny about it, but it definitely worked. It meant that her attention was back in the room, and in the end, she just chose one. Stopped overthinking it and rationalised it as it's just a meal. 2, mindfulness. Look, mindfulness means shifting your relationship to your thoughts. It is giving you a gap between thinking and you coming back to being the observer of your thoughts rather than wearing your thoughts and feeling like they are sucking you into a vortex. Side note, it's not sitting around and going, oh, because you can do that if you like, because it is very nice and I find it very relaxing, to be honest, but that is not what mindfulness is. No, stop, take a breath, take a step back, become the observer of your thoughts. Stop wearing them. They're not factual or actual, they're automatic. You've got caught in your own drama. You have. Your thoughts have tricked you into believing that you are existing in a moment that is not now. A future moment, a moment way, way in the distance that hasn't even happened yet. Or worse, you are ruminating and going to a past event that's already gone and you can't change. You've just got to choose dinner. Snap. Choose one or the other. Who cares? 3, challenge those goddamn thoughts. Look, the minute you made your thoughts the boss and you the slave was the minute you were at a loss. You gotta stop it. Get your power back, man. Claire came to me. She was stressed all the time, overthinking she was not doing enough for one of her clients. And what it would do is it would lead her to thoughts like asking herself, have I done enough? And her mind coming up with answers like, no. The fact that Clara was an absolute perfectionist meant that she not only ever did enough, she went above and beyond. She overperformed. Quite honest, we had to shift that because it wasn't realistic. No one can operate at that level of perfectionism all the time. It's not normal. The great difference about doing a really good job consciously and then becoming obsessed with thinking there's more to do. Whole other video though. Next time, ask yourself, was that a thought? If the answer is yes, then stop and take a deep breath and revert your attention onto something completely different in the present moment. Be grateful for something. These thoughts are really just leading you down a garden path. 4, slightly controversial, schedule worry time. Do not schedule worry time. Absolutely never ever. Why? Because your mind has no idea what's real and what's not real. If you focus on something that is intense, that is scary, that is potential disaster, your mind thinks that it's happening to you right now. So what does it do? It sends a signal to your mind to be able to prep your body for survival, which means flooding your bloodstream within less than 2 minutes with cortisol. You go from feeling absolutely fine to suddenly feeling like you're having a heart attack because you have put your attention on doom and gloom for so long that your mind believes that you're actually under a threat. Instead, when you start identifying with thoughts that are doom and gloom and you become consciously aware that you're doing that, stop. Literally stop. Put your hand out and shout stop if you need to. Take a big, deep breath. Anchor yourself back into the moment. Get out of your head and back into your body. Get out of your head and back into the moment. Because in this moment right now, overthinking, stress, anxiety, all those things do not exist. You have to leave this moment and go into a future moment and start what-ifing and catastrophizing. And only then do you then start to feel the physical effects, the chemistry within your bloodstream, which triggers hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline. You don't want that. Come back into the moment, take a few deep breaths, regulate your nervous system, and be able to anchor back into rest and digest. And 5, if your own head's really doing your head in, just get up and go and do something different. Go outside for some fresh air, go for a run, go to the gym, go for a sauna, go for a sea swim, get a cold shower. Just do something physical to break the cycle. Physiology, when you shift your physiology, because your mind and body intrinsically work together, it shifts your state of mind. You know it. When you're feeling sluggish or a bit flat or a bit down, and then you get up and you go move yourself, you start to change. Remember, action creates motivation. Motivation doesn't create action. If you're sitting around waiting to get motivated to do something, it'll never happen. But if you move, you will feel more motivated. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. If you've gone to the gym, never usually are you that buzzing about starting it at 6:30 in the morning. When you leave, you're like, I feel like a winner. And you get home and you're able to do job after job very efficiently, very clearly, without any overthinking. So go on, tell me in the comments which tip you're going to try first.